My name is DJ, and I'll be joining you once again today for a cast, this time of Chelsea versus West Ham. Once again in the Premier League will be the last of this week's Premier League matches. The late Monday afternoon game, which is one of my favorites these days. We are always getting a game like this one in, so excited to join you here today. And I do realize I kind of left the lineups in a weird spot. There we go. We'll roll these down so that we can see who's actually playing in the game today. But let's go through the lineups here as we are 10 minutes away from kickoff. Actually, give me 1 second. I'd like to pull something up. As NBC goes through an absolutely cringeworthy segment on their station right now. It's like, I'm like, they're trying to pull off tongue in cheek right now, and it's just like not working. And it's just like, I'm sort of like losing my shit because I can't deal with what's happening on my screen right now. I just can't. I don't know why they're doing this. Okay. Anyway, let's go through the lineups here. So for Chelsea in goal, it is Edouard Mendy. Cesar Azpilicueta getting the rare start here at right back in favor of Reece James. Not sure if James is injured or just getting a rest here after multiple games in a short period of time. Kurt Zouma, Thiago Silva, the normal culprits in center defense there. Ben Chilwell out on the left. Midfield trio here of N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, Mason Mount. So Jorginho will get back into the starting 11 here. Mateo Kovacic will be given a rest. And in the front three, it will be Timo Werner, Tammy Abraham, Christian Pulisic. It has Timo Werner on the right and Christian Pulisic on the left. We'll see how that plays out. I think either one of them can play on either side. I do think Werner probably be a little bit better than Pulisic on the right. I think Pulisic likes to cut inside a little bit more than Werner does. But nevertheless, both of those two pretty dynamic players, and I would expect them at some point to potentially swap flanks if they're feeling like it or if it makes sense. So not exactly sure they'll be starting on those wings, but they are the wingers here today. A little surprised no Olivier Giroud back in the lineup, but he actually has gotten a couple starts recently, and maybe he's just being given a rest here by his manager, Frank Lampard. Over on the side of West Ham for David Moyes in goal, Lucas Fabianski, Aaron Cresswell, Angelo Agbana, Fabian Balbuena, Vladimir Sofal, making up the back four, Thomas Souček, Declan Rice, the midfield duo, Pablo Fornals, Mark Noble, and Jared Bowen getting a start. Ahead of them, and Sebastian Haller will lead the line, so a 4-2-3-1 for David Moyes, and Mark Noble will get a start for the first time in a while. Of course, a stalwart here at West Ham, but I do have to say he's not much of an attacking midfielder, so I'm not exactly sure how this one will work out. It may end up being Souček in that sort of 10 role, who plays a little bit more advanced. Declan Rice and Souček are the typical pivot, defensive midfield pivot for David Moyes. They've been very effective at it this season. I'd be surprised. I can't hold back my personal feelings on this one. Why is Mark Noble playing as a number 10? Why? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Okay. Yeah, so this is the most defensive midfield I have ever potentially seen selected. Mark Noble, Thomas Souček, and Declan Rice making up a midfield trio is about the most basic, lacking in creativity or any sort of offensive presence, overlapping skill sets that I have ever seen in my entire goddamn life of lineup selection. I'm not even joking. It's like, it hurts me a little bit to see this. It really does. Oh my God. Part of the reason it hurts me, guys, is because if that's the case, we are in for a really potentially boring cast here, because West Ham are just not going to attack. They've got 3 holding midfielders playing 3 midfield roles. There's no attacking creativity here. None. 0. Zip. Jared Bowen is not attackingly creative. He likes to cut in and shoot. That's like his defining feature. He's like a little tricky. He can cut in and shoot and cross it if he cuts back. Pablo Fornals is like a hard-working wide midfielder. He's not particularly creative. He doesn't play cutting passes. He's not a particularly good dribbler. So there's no creativity there. And then you've got Hilaire, who's a big target striker who needs service. Where is he going to get service from? Chelsea's going to have 90% possession today, potentially. I'm not even joking. But yeah, I'm not thrilled about this selection from David Moyes. And the bigger reason is you have Manuel Lanzini on the bench. Why can't you give Lanzini a start? He's a creative midfielder. It's like mind-boggling to me. It's like, if you're not starting Lanzini here, you're clearly not interested in keeping the ball. You're not interested in attacking. You're interested in sitting in and hoping you win on a set piece. So that's exactly what we should expect from West Ham here. But a pretty typical lineup for David Moyes outside of that Mark Noble selection. A very strong lineup selected here by Frank Lampard as well. Pulisic is available for selection, which is good for them. He is the kind of attacker that offers something a little bit different than the rest of the attackers in that lineup, I would say. So excited to see him playing in this one, and I think he will be potentially needed to break down what looks to be a very packed defense here for West Ham. I think he and Werner will need to combine well in order to get service into the likes of Tammy Abraham. We'll see how it does go for Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea has struggled a little bit recently. We look back at the schedule here. Last weekend, they were defeated 2-1 by Wolves on a 94th minute winner from Pedro Neto. I believe after taking the lead in that one. Yeah, an early Olivier Giroud goal canceled out by Daniel Podence, and then losing out to Neto late on there. The week before, they were beaten 1-0 by Everton at Everton. That one, a Gylfi Sigurdsson penalty in the 22nd minute. But it's 1 goal in their last 2 matches, and the weekend before that was a 3-1 win at Leeds, but we've seen from Manchester United yesterday that pretty much any team can score a lot of goals on Leeds and can also get scored on a lot by Leeds, but has been a particularly difficult spell here in the Premier League for Chelsea. They have not looked particularly inspiring, and they will need to try to turn it around today. When we look at the table, Chelsea sitting in 8th at the moment in 22nd with the game in hand on the rest of the table. If they do win here, they can go up to 25 points. That will put them just behind Tottenham, even on points, but probably behind on goal. Actually, it should put them ahead of Tottenham on goal differential if I'm looking at the table correctly. So that should put them up into 5th, just behind Everton and Manchester United, sitting on 26 points. Do keep in mind Manchester United has a game in hand on the rest of the table. Has only played 13, so they do have a potential 29 points available to them. Leicester City, after their win yesterday, climbed up to 2nd place at 27th. And we look on the side of West Ham. A very good start to the season for them. At one point, we're up to 5th before a bunch of other games were played. They do still have, like Chelsea, game in hand in a lot of their opposition here. And a win here would put them on 24 points, level essentially with Southampton around the 6-7 position. It would push them just above City, although once again, City have a game in hand. Both they and United had that 1-game break at the start of the season for their European campaigns the season before. Connor, Yori Ice, hello. Thank you for joining. Do appreciate it. I gotta type this one to you too, Connor, because I was talking about this earlier. You see that midfield from Moyes? I see a striking lack of one Manuel Lanzini. Unless Mark Noble learned how to pass forward in the last 2 months. Yeah, exactly. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Connor agrees with me. This is why I was freaking out. It's so bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's really rough. But we are just about to get started here. In this one, will be Chelsea versus West Ham again. Place around the top four, I think just in fifth for Chelsea. West Ham can climb back up to around sixth or seventh here, but both in a pretty decent part of the table. We'll see what they can do today. Again, as you've heard from me and seen in chats from me and Connor, we're not exactly thrilled about this West Ham selection for at least the purposes of excitement in this game. They seem to be set up to try to win on a set piece and not much else. They have gotten us started here, though. Since Mount is start. Connor and I are also similarly members of a, well, I think Connor is, he hasn't added me yet, but members of a group that is, what's the group title again, Connor? But basically everyone in the group just thinks Mason Mount's the most overrated player probably in the entire Premier League. There's West Ham throwing this one in up the line. Bowen doing a good job holding off Chilwell, but eventually Jorginho will be sprawled to the deck by, that's right, Mason Mount Sellers, yeah, by Sebastian Haller. It is a free kick here to Chelsea. Here's Chelsea starting out of the back here. Launched forward up the far touchline and well handled there by Timo Werner. Settled down by Pulisic. Now combining with Azpilicueta. Werner's made a run inside the box here. Looking for Werner. Good clearance there by Vladimir Sofal. Seeing the dangerous run there from Timo Werner. Good work here by Kurt Zouma to win possession back from West Ham. It will be Thiago Silva. It's good early movement from Timo Werner. It's exactly what you're going to need to see from him and Pulisic here, along with Tammy Abraham, to try to open up this very defensive West Ham side as Werner moves forward. He lays it off here to Mason Mount. There's Mount crossing one in. It's a bit of a poor cross there. It goes straight to one of the West Ham defenders, and the follow-up shot from Chilwell, from Jorginho, is never convincing. Sails high over the crossbar there. And Fabianski can just turn around and grab another ball for the goal kick. Fabianski going to look to go short here. And he will be given the space to find Cresswell. Cresswell will look up the line to Fornals. Will come all the way back to Cresswell. He's going to launch it forward towards Haller, who's made a good run here. Maybe off sides, but plays allowed to continue here. And now it will be called back. So Sebastian Haller is off sides there. A little unfortunate. It was a decent run and a good find from Cresswell. But the timing not quite there. Yes, Mason Mount Sellers. I love it. If and when it happens, I will be a proud addition to the Mason Mount Sellers. Launch forward. Not in fantasy terms, by the way. As a fantasy player, Mason Mount's pretty good. Bowen moves this one forward to Haller. Haller's crowded out a little bit, but the ball bounces to Noble, who's able to find Bowen. Sofal attempts to go over the top for Bowen, but can't quite pick him out. It's deflected away. It is a throw into West Ham. It will come into Mark Noble. Bowen gets toppled over here by Chilwell, but he does manage a good switch of play over to Cresswell. And placement stopped here. I think Bowen and Chilwell might still be down on the far side. It's actually Chilwell who's remained down. You see Bowen on his feet just behind him. Take a look at the clash here. See Bowen comes across, and ooh, that's a little awkward there for Chilwell. It's very unfortunate as Bowen sort of, as he swings the pass across the pitch, his right foot kind of comes out at the end and catches Chilwell's right foot, which is planted firmly in the ground. It causes it to twist a little bit, so I'm not exactly sure what Chilwell is feeling right now. Maybe a twisted ankle, maybe complications from that, but definitely a bit of an awkward situation. Absolutely no intent from Bowen, just completely incidental contact there. Take a look at it one more time here. And you can see he lands and then gets clipped by that right foot coming through there and just kind of tweaks it, right? So I think the hope for Chilwell here is that this is just a tweaked ankle. Tweaked ankle can definitely be dealt with and get some magic spray on it, whatever. What would be worse is any sort of complication up the leg from that awkward landing. We saw something similar last week that almost happened with Adama Traore when he landed awkwardly after his right foot was just clipped, like tiny clip by Olivier Giroud, but it shifted it off about a half yard, and so he wasn't expecting where he was going to land, and he just had to stop running for a good 5 to 10 minutes. And I even went out to Connor and I told him I thought that he'd torn his ACL. It was very, very nerve-wracking. So we do hope that it is just a minor ankle tweak here and he'll be able to continue. Just walking at the very least. Here's Ogbonna shifting this one over to Balbuena. Balbuena's attempted pass is deflected, but it does actually arrive at Allaire, who does pretty well to hold off a couple challenges. He will draw a free kick here against Mason Mount. Ooh, quick free kick is taken here. Declan Rice is in behind, looking for the angle. He scores! The flag has gone up. Declan Rice is offsides here. And that's why you heard my quizzical scores there. Because I wasn't sure that one was going to stand. It was a very nice attempt here by West Ham. You can see Declan Rice makes this run. He is offsides. And nobody from Chelsea paying attention. You can see Werner, Mount, and N'Golo Kanté all just frozen to the spot. Declan Rice makes that quick run. He does very well to round Edouard Mendy and buries it from a tight angle. But unfortunately for him, offside is the call, and it was checked on VAR, and you can see his exasperation as it is confirmed. Zuma going along here up the line. This one controlled by Azpilicueta, flicked on here, and it's collected by Jorginho. He'll look backwards towards Zuma, who will play a weird chipped pass over to Thiago Silva, puts his partner there in a little bit of trouble, but Chilwell will be able to complete the clearance as the ball is shifted over to him. Poor clearance from Ogbonna here is poked away from Werner at the last second by a retreating Souček, and now Allaire is second to the ball. Thiago Silva will take it away, and Chelsea will maintain possession. Here comes Pulisic. He has cropped up on the right to start this game most frequently. Azpilicueta in behind for Pulisic. He'll get a cross away, but good defending from Ogbonna. We'll block that one away from the tight angle. It will be a corner kick for Chelsea, the first of the match here. And Chilwell has gone back down to the ground here. Oh, and tragic. Apparently it is Ben Chilwell's birthday today also, and it looks like he may not be able to continue. Ouch. So it looks like it's going to be Emerson who comes off the bench to replace him. And it does look like he will be replaced here, so very unfortunate for Ben Chilwell. He does walk off the pitch here. Once again, we'll hope that he's just done his ankle and can be back relatively shortly. So Emerson is coming on here. A 10th minute substitution from Chelsea. Of course, forced by that injury. Here comes the ensuing corner kick from Mason Mount. Swung in from the far side. Up go the heads. It's Thiago Silva and he scores! And just like that, Chelsea going to take the lead here in the 10th minute of play. This one courtesy of the new summer signing, Thiago Silva. It's another set-piece goal for Chelsea. We normally expect these out of Kurt Zouma, but this time it's the Brazilian using Kurt Zouma a bit as a screen here. Nobody picks him up at all. He gets a completely free header, and he absolutely buries it here into the upper right corner. Fabianski not even moving after this one. It's absolutely free. This is just terrible marking from West Ham, but Thiago Silva makes no mistake with the opportunity presented of him. Absolutely rifles that one home, and Chelsea find themselves in an early lead here at home against West Ham. They now have possession once again. It's Emerson swinging it back to Edouard Mendy. Zouma. Silva. Goes back over to Zouma. And the announcer's confirming what I thought. We have 4 goals for Kurt Zouma this season. That is Thiago Silva's second of the season. So 6 goals coming from the center backs of Chelsea this year, and shows you how lethal they can be on set pieces. Normally, set pieces is an area of expertise for West Ham. They won a game last weekend on set pieces alone, essentially, courtesy of Thomas Souček. I think that was 2 weekends ago. But usually an area where they do excel, but not marking well on this corner kick. And now swung in here by Azpilicueta. That one cleared away by Cresswell, and West Ham certainly under the cosh here to start this game. They were under pressure before the goal. It didn't mark well on it, and now find themselves being chased back time and time again here following the goal. So Mason Mount goes back to that same corner to swing one in again. And there it is. West Ham, their first goal conceded from a corner kick this season. Was it a corner kick or a set piece this season? Be more impressed by the set piece, obviously. Here is the outswinging corner. This one headed away successfully by Souček. Emerson will chase it down. He'll launch it all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Mendy launching one out to the right-hand side. That one headed away by Cresswell. Bit of a tangle of bodies here from Azpilicueta and Mark Noble, but no call from the referee will allow play to carry on, and play going well for Chelsea. Here's the cross from Mount. That one just intercepted before arriving at Tammy Abraham, but Chelsea have it once again through Mount. Thiago Silva. Zouma. Jorginho. Kanté. Good crossfield ball from Kanté out to Emerson. Steadying himself up against Bowen. Sofal. He'll lay it off to Kanté. Cross the top of the box to Jorginho. Still being swung around by Chelsea. Here's Mount crossing it. Oh, so close there for Timo Werner. Just a couple of inches away. What a ball from Mason Mount. Just blazing it across the 6-yard box there. So fast that nobody could get a touch on it, not even his own teammates. So take a look at it again. Jorginho gives him a very inviting ball here. He can come onto it. He looks across the 6-yard box, but yeah, Timo Werner has to hold up his initial run because he recognizes that he's on offsides when the ball is initially played. So he's trying to make sure he's on sides. That stops his momentum, and the speed of the ball there from Mason Mount means that Timo Werner can't accelerate fast enough to catch up to it. Goal kick coming here from Fabianski. It's bouncing around at the moment. Jared Bowen trying to fight for it, but it will eventually be settled by Jorginho. Back to Mendy. Azpilicueta. There's some foul language being thrown around in our fantasy group chat at the moment. Thiago Silva. Switch of play here from Zouma. Beautiful pass there from Zouma. Right on the feet of Werner, who's now driving inside. Got around Bowen initially, but didn't look convincing, as not sure if he recognized that Bowen had sort of lost his balance for a second. He slowed himself down, allowed Bowen to get a challenge in from behind. Here's Jorginho. Could pass out to Werner. Poor touch there from Werner, though. Will escape him, and now it's West Ham again. Straight pass from Noble. Tammy Abraham making this hard. He's one possession for Chelsea here. High up the pitch, it's Werner. Werner will clip one back. Steadied by Jorginho. Looking for Pulisic. Pulisic gets away from Balbuena. He'll arrive at the ball before Sofal looks back for Werner. Werner. Emerson. Mount. Jorginho. Thiago Silva. Zuma. And that one from Zuma actually going to roll out a play here. And I was going to say the referee's flag coming out very late here as Tammy Abraham will tap this one in. But flag was up for a while. This ball crossed the goal line on the initial pass from Zuma. Take a look here. This ball from Zuma. Azpilicueta tries to keep it in. No, it's clearly over. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean, it's not even close. This ball is so clearly over the line. It was obvious from the live view. So unfortunately for Chelsea, that one will not count. The referee was accurate with this one. Mendy. This will be rolled out to Silva. Zuma. Emerson. It's all Chelsea to start this match. 17 minutes in, and I would guess somewhere in the range of 80 to 85% possession. They also have the goal courtesy of Thiago Silva from a Mason Mount corner. So the lead and control of the match are Chelsea's, and West Ham came in here with what looked to be a defensive plan based on their midfield selection. That plan has sort of already gone out the window as they trail the Blues in the opening stages here. Chelsea still moving this one around. Silva. Out to Zuma. We'll roll it back to Thiago Silva. That'll be moved over to Jorginho. Mason Mount. Silva. Kante. Mount. Emerson. Good tracking back by Bowen. Chelsea still in possession, though. Mount, bit of a loose touch there by Mount. Gets a little fortunate that Mark Noble does not win that 50-50 challenge. It's out to Azpilicueta. Pulisic tries to turn inside. He is bundled over by Declan Rice. It'll be a free kick here to Chelsea. And strength goes to strength here for Chelsea. Another set piece for them is, Declan Rice so late there in his challenge on Pulisic. And West Ham really can't get anywhere near the ball at the moment. Don't have a whole lot going for them, I have to say. So here's Mason Mount standing over the set piece once again. It is Mount. Swung in here, deep. Souček and Balbuena helping that one away, but only as far as Werner. Werner will get a cross away. That one's too low. Balbuena can head it away, and thumping header there from Balbuena, knocking it almost to the halfway line from inside his own box. Here's Zuma. Kante. Jorginho, this one deflected by Bowen and taken away by Souček. There's Haller looking for the flick onto Bowen, but getting their wires crossed here are Haller and Bowen. Bowen wanted into the space. Haller was trying to find Bowen's feet. Here's Mount. Silva. Werner. Driving here at Sofal, finds Emerson on the left. Emerson crossing, back post. Arriving here is Azpilicueta, bounces awkwardly. Balbuena flicks this one away, and Bowen will arrive before Emerson. Decent defending there from West Ham as Azpilicueta did a little bit better with that bouncing ball than I expected he'd be able to. It was a very difficult take for sure for the right back there, and got it into a pretty dangerous area on his first touch. Mason Mount. Azpilicueta just keeps that one in play. Launched forward here by, I believe, Jorginho, looking for Abraham, who's in a grappling match here with Balbuena. And will come off Balbuena for another Chelsea corner here. So another chance for Chelsea from a set piece, but they're going to go short this time around. Werner. Pulisic driving inside here. Finally closed down by Bowen. Emerson. Silva launching one to the back post. It's a great ball by Silva over to Werner. Werner will just keep it in play. Back into the box here. Up goes Emerson. He'll lose out to Haller, who's retreating from all the way at the striker position. Now Sofal will look for Haller. Oh, a slip by Conte. Haller has some space here, driving forward, getting closed down now, and great tackle by Azpilicueta to take it away. There's not enough speed there on Haller to take advantage of the slip from Conte. Emerson eventually hoofs this one away. It's a throw-in for West Ham. You take a look at the replay. You can see Haller just running at Conte. He just takes a weird angle, and takes the wrong angle and slips as he tries to adjust himself. It puts Haller in behind, but he just doesn't have the pace to try to burst into the Chelsea box before the reinforcements can arrive, and Azpilicueta does an excellent job as he comes over. And as we come back from the replay, we can see Bowen crumpled on the ground here on the right-hand side. Emerson looks to be the culprit, and it will be a free kick here to West Ham. We've talked about how good West Ham can be from set pieces as Sofal and Bowen stand over it. They will certainly be looking to take advantage of this, particularly the way they've set up their team here today. It's Sofal crossing this one in deep, flicked away by Zuma. Excellent defending there. Now Cresswell, right-footed cross. So knocked away by Emerson. And finally will be collected by Pulisic, who holds off Ogbonna, but barely can't get around Bowen. But it's come back to Pulisic, courtesy of Conte. Pulisic driving. Lays it out to Abraham. Abraham will look backwards. Jorginho. Over to Emerson. Mason Mount. Emerson. Hey, Bruno. Welcome back. Sorry, I had to look at the screen because it came in dark blue and it was really hard to see for some reason. It's Ogbonna takes this one away from Pulisic. Cresswell picks out Haller. Declan Rice holds off Pulisic. He'll look back to Fabianski. He'll be forced into a clearance by the pressure from Tammy Abraham. So it's a Chelsea throw now on the near side. What do I think of Arsenal fans? I don't know. It depends on what subsection of the fans, I guess, because, you know, I have some friends who are very passionate Arsenal fans and are pretty realistic about their team, but are in a lot of pain. I know a lot of Arsenal fans that are delusional, just like a lot of Man U fans. So I don't know. Depends on the subsection, but in general, I feel a little bad for them, honestly. It's a real struggle right now. There's not a lot of positives for the Gunners at the moment. This one headed down by Haller. Well, it's Pablo Fornals coming forward, trying to find an option here in support, but he'll be forced backwards. It's Rice over to Noble. Rice. Deep cross here from Cresswell. That one cleared away by Zuma. Pulisic cannot quite... He does keep it in play, but it will settle down nicely for Cresswell. So West Ham have it once again. Balbuena stepping inside the challenge there of Mason Mount. Bowen looks for the ball into Cresswell. He's picked him out through the foot of Azpilicueta. Cross comes in and nobody there for the Hammers. Huge opportunity for West Ham as a mistake by Azpilicueta. He read the pass from Bowen very well, but it just slid under his foot as he tried to trap it. You can see it here. Bowen plays this out and Azpilicueta just misses the interception. Lets Cresswell into the Chelsea box here. He wants to play to the back post for Fornals, but Fornals can't get to the spot quickly enough. And Cresswell runs out of space, time, and options, and his cross eventually not able to be collected by anyone in maroon. Or in burgundy, I guess. Here's Bowen taking on Mount, takes him on well, tries to look for Haller, can't pick him out. Back post here from Noble. Up goes Souček over across to Haller. He's got to have a chance. He's flicked it back to the back post. It's headed away by Zuma. And Chelsea just about managed to scramble it away here. As you can see, a kind of a cavalcade of small things happening here. So this one comes in from Mark Noble. It's headed back across by Souček over to Haller, who gets a chance to shoot. He flicks it over his head for the shot, but it's knocked away by Zuma at the death there. Can they not? Is it just like the timing, or is there no network covering it? That's no American network covering it anymore? Who used to have it? Here's Cresswell crossing it in from the far corner, out swinging to Souček, headed back in, bouncing around right now. Up goes Zuma, still falls to Souček, but he gets underneath that one, and his effort is skied across the goal line there. Should be a goal kick here. Interesting. Yeah, what is it, like BBC has it or something? Like I'm wondering what network has it. Because I thought there used to be, I can't remember who used to cover it. Oh, Sky Sports has it? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Good header here by Tammy Abraham into the path of Werner. His attempted header bounces off Balbuena, which bounces off Pulisic's hand. Will be a free kick to West Ham here. Interesting. I'll have to look it up, but I could have sworn last year it was covered. But yeah, if no American networks has it, that is a bit of a shame. This one launched forward here by Mark Noble. Flicked on by Conte. It'll go out for a West Ham throw. Sofa looking for a quick throw in. Not seeing anything in advance of him. Instead is forced to just wait a little bit here for the right option. Eventually we'll look into Haller here. That one bounces over Haller, which is quite surprising considering what a tall man Sebastian Haller is. Timo Werner now has it, but has no options and does well to keep possession, knocking it back to Azpilicueta. Being knocked around the back here for Chelsea. Mason Mount losing out here. Sorry, that's Werner actually losing out here to the challenge, I believe, from Cresswell. And then a foul by Jorginho on Mark Noble. will result in another West Ham free kick. Choppy match in the last 10 minutes. A lot of fouls, a lot of set pieces, stopping and starting play, probably much to Chelsea's chagrin. Again, they have had pretty much complete control for the first 20 minutes. And while they have still been the better team in the last 10, it's just been kind of up and down, stop and start, which is much more what West Ham, I think, are looking for in terms of tempo of the matches. Bowen in here, but it looks like he's fouled Thiago Silva. A little bit unlucky, but was always in a worse position. Thiago Silva had the body position in front of him. It was between Bowen and the ball. It was always going to be difficult for Bowen to get there. It's a good header forward by Haller, then Souček. And yeah, you can see Bowen just kind of trips Thiago Silva. Take a look at it one more time here. Yeah, it just kind of comes across, yeah. It's a little unfortunate for Bowen here. He's trying his best to just deceive Thiago Silva's not actually trying to foul him or put hands on him, but you can see he just clips the back of Silva's ankles there, and that's enough to topple the Brazilian defender. Bona goes up with Abraham for this header. It's bouncing around still. Bowen gets a couple heads to it. Eventually Souček will settle it, but that one poked by Jorginho. Still bouncing around here. Bit of a high boot there from Fornals. A little surprised the referee didn't call that one for a free kick. Finally, a good header by Balbuena will knock this one down for Noble. He'll look for Haller, who looks to be offsides here. Zuma wins the ball anyway, makes that a moot point, but it does sail out of play here for a West Ham throw. Sofal. Jared Bowen. Declan Rice. Layoff here from Fornals has left Cresswell in a bit of an awkward position with no support. It's given away by Cresswell. Werner comes forward. He's going to have to look for a square pass to Abraham here soon. He will find it. And that's poked away from Abraham by Fornals. Excellent work there by the Spaniard. And he'll turn away from the retort challenge there from Tammy Abraham. Sofal. Bowen. Bowen looks inside. It's Noble. Ogbonna. Aaron Cresswell. Cutting this one back, easily read by N'Golo Kante there. Excellent work by the Frenchman to intercept that attempted pass. Now he's driving forward. Cuts it back, finds a good pass to Pulisic, who's steadying himself, trying to get around a couple players. He's inside the box, but that one just bounces off him a little too much. You can see the frustration there on Pulisic's face. He had a huge opportunity, but it just took a carom here. Oh yeah, it bounced off him initially and came off his foot as it was hitting the ground. Well, unfortunate there for Pulisic. He'll now close down Balbuena, who's forced into a clearance. Thiago Silva's attempted pass bounces off Jorginho, and now he has tripped Mark Noble here. Free kick for West Ham. Hang on, they do. You're saying an American network has it? Or just another English network? Here's Sofal. Good ball in behind here. Sofal running onto it, looking for the early cross. It's knocked away by Silva. Comes back to Sofal. Here's a shot from Souček, blocked by Silva again. Oh, ESPN has it. Maybe like an ESPN Gold or something, potentially. And Thiago Silva is down on the ground here, a little bit winded after he took a couple of block shots. The second one straight to his stomach. As you see, he clears the first one away. The second one is a good strike from Souček, and Silva gets his body in the way. It just takes the wind out of him. You can see it hits him basically right in the stomach area. That's what you got to do as a center back, though. Excellent defending at the end of the day by Silva. Finalist pay view, yeah. It's probably ESPN Gold. Here's the fortunate part for you. I have ESPN Gold, so I can cast that one. Here's Ogbonna. Fabianski. Going to look long here over towards Socek. Socek will do enough. He doesn't win the header, but it allows his team to find possession here. It's Mark Noble trying to hold off Jorginho here. His pass will be blocked away by Jorginho. Sofal. Thrown into Bowen here. Bowen. That pass for Allaire blocked away by Silva. It's still in play here for West Ham. It looks like it's taken a deflection off Pulisic. Mark Noble earns his side another throw. As we mentioned, last 10-15 minutes, it has been stop, start, chop, change. It has been a very choppy match here, and Chelsea have lost the dominance that they had in the first 20 minutes. While they haven't necessarily been bad, this is much more, as we mentioned, the pace, the tempo of the match that West Ham would like. Set pieces, interrupting play, chances for them to swing balls into the box. That's what they're looking for. Balbuena going to play a nice pass into Pablo Fornals, but Fornals' pass not equal to Balbuena's. He gives it away cheaply. Now Pulisic turns into trouble there as Sofal turns up. It's West Ham in possession again. Socek, good ball out to Cresswell. Cresswell moving forward here. Looking for a cross, only has a couple in the box. His cross deflected. It's come back out to Declan Rice. Rice gives it to Cresswell. Comes right back to Rice here. Rice. Fornals lofting it in behind for Rice. It bounces off his head. He flicks it into the box. It's headed away by Mason Mount. Still bouncing around here. It's with Mark Noble just on the top of the Chelsea area. It's back to Cresswell. Here's the cross. It's blocked. Chelsea really throwing their bodies into these crossing and passing angles. They've blocked a lot of attempts from West Ham in the last couple minutes. Good reading here by N'Golo Kante. He pokes that one away. And it will be a Chelsea throw here. Mark Noble frustrated there with the center referee, but to look to come off a West Ham player last, and now Haller will be adjudged to have fouled Jorginho. Jorginho. Silva. Emerson. Up the line towards Werner, but headed away by Sofal. Bowen collects it very well here. Driving forward now. Has a little bit of room. He'll chip a pass over to Fornals. Fornals is forced to cut back by Kante. He'll clip one out to Mark Noble, who settles it. Plays it back for Sofal. He's going to cross this one. Multiple shirts in the box, and that is poor from Vladimir Sofal. That one will just drift out for a goal kick. And yeah, very disappointing there. You can see Vladimir Sofal talking to himself as he runs back to his position. It was a good opportunity to get a good cross, and there were multiple burgundy shirts in the box there for West Ham, waiting for that cross, and he skied it over all of them. Edouard Mendy will get us started again, launching it long towards Abraham. That one escapes Abraham and is headed forward by Balbuena. Knocked down in midfield. Tammy Abraham will come back to collect it. Excellent work there by Abraham. Zuma. Silva. Mendy. Launches this one forward. Good flick on by Abraham. Werner trying to run it down. But Sofal will knock it back to Fabianski before he can get there. He will go long. Thiago Silva heads down. Straight to Bowen, but Emerson kind of bumps through him. No call from the referee. Emerson still going forward here before Sofal will poke that one off him. It should be a throw in here to Chelsea. Zuma. Pulisic. Lays it off for Jorginho. Silva. Pulisic. Goes all the way back to Jorginho here, playing even deeper than the center backs at the moment. Silva will clip it back over to Zuma. We are just about to tick over to the 41st minute. There will be 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Silva. He's going to send it back here. Mendy. Silva. Attempted pass here from Jorginho is intercepted. Good pressure from Azpilicueta. Will win it back, but not fairly. Foul called here by the referee on Aaron Cresswell. Will be a free kick to West Ham. Ooh, wow, that is not a free kick. That is certainly not a foul on Azpilicueta. Cresswell has gotten away with one there. Here's Cresswell again. Declan Rice giving chase to this one. He almost arrives before Azpilicueta. He's taking it away from him. Crossing at the top of the box is deflected, but it comes right back into the waiting arms of Mendy. Some claims for the from the West Ham players that it is a back pass, but no chance of that one, as clearly Jorginho sliding in here to try to deflect the cross. Here comes Fornals. Rice. Ogbonna. Sofal. Balbuena. Long to the far side. That one over hit for Cresswell. It'll sail out of play for a throw-in. Oh, and here's a chance for Chelsea. It's been taken away by Pulisic. 3 against 2 here. Pulisic driving forward, finds Werner. Wide open in the box. Left-footed strike. It's blocked. Excellent work by Fabianski to knock that one away, but another chance goes begging for Timo Werner. He has not scored in his last 8 matches here for Chelsea, and it just looked awkward for him again. Pulisic does a brilliant job. He draws in Sofal. He finds Timo Werner, but the first touch is poor. It gets stuck under his feet. He can't get it out of his body, so he can't get any power on the strike. He needs to set that one further on his left foot so he can drive it to that bottom right corner. And a huge chance for Werner to break the drought here. Goes begging. Emerson will swing in the ensuing corner. That one flicked away at the near post. Strike from Mount, top of the box is deflected, but easily read by Fabianski. Is able to shift his balance, save that one. Noble. Oh, good ball in behind here for Cresswell. It's Haller. Looking for options. And he's offsides. Mendy. Let me launch forward here. Ball bouncing around the heads, and crumpling here is Jorginho under the challenge from Haller. Referee allowing play to go on as Chelsea have it. Tammy Abraham tries to bring it down, but it's very difficult, and eventually he's crowded out, still being hoofed around, and finally play will be stopped here by the referee to check on Jorginho. Oh, he just landed awkwardly. He landed with a fully straight leg to Jorginho. Nothing that a West Ham player did to him. He just really awkward landing here. Oh, yeah, just like it just looks like it's an overextension of some sort. I hope it's not that bad, but he just... Show the replay on the goal here, and I'm not sure who's supposed to be marking Thiago Silva here, but if it's Cresswell or Jared Bowen, one of them has certainly screwed up on that goal because he is completely unmarked. This one hoofed away by Chelsea. Knotted on by Ogbonna. His header a little bit too much there for Souček. It'll be easily collected by Mendy. We have reached the end of regulation here. There are 3 minutes of stoppage time allotted by the referee. Ticked over while we were on the replay. We are about a minute into that stoppage time as this one goes over the head of Balbuena. Werner looked for Abraham. It's still bouncing around here. Finally, Ogbonna will get it back to Fabianski, who will clear it away. They'll roll out a play here under the watch of Kurt Zouma. And that just might about take us close to the end of the half here. Maybe one more attack in the cards here for Chelsea. West Ham winning possession back. They'll send it back to Fabianski. He'll lay it short to Sofal. Good collection by Emerson here. Looks like it'll be a Chelsea throw-in. But with about 30 seconds left in the half, this should do it. Don't think either team will have the time to get an attack going. Taking his time here with this throw in is Emerson. And that will do it for the first half. So, bit of an interesting half here after a very quick start from Chelsea. Goal in the 10th minute of play, courtesy of Thiago Silva, just after Ben Chilwell was sent off on his birthday with that ankle injury. That is all we have to speak for in this first half, the goal from Silva. We'll talk about the half and the two teams here in a second. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back with more coverage after the commercial break. Yeah, bit of an interesting half. Pretty drab half. As been mentioned in chat there above, just the lineup selection from West Ham is just not conducive to a good football match. It's just not. They can't. the first 20 minutes, Chelsea was completely dominant. Getting keeping possession. They probably had like 80 something percent possession. They were just passing right through West Ham's midfield. They were moving it side to side at will. They were playing balls in behind, and they didn't generate any truly lethal chances. They were biting. They were nipping at it, and it was coming. West Ham just couldn't get near them. They couldn't get the ball. They couldn't get out. They couldn't do anything. It was a matter of time before a second goal went in, and then I'm not exactly sure what happened, but around the 21st minute, 22nd minute, the game just got super, super choppy. I mean, foul every minute and a half, balls just being bounced around heads, sent out of play, goal kicks, just a ton of interruptions in play. And that's exactly what West Ham wants with this lineup, which is why I say that even though West Ham grew in the match, it's not in a way that is conducive to a good football match, because they're not doing what Chelsea did. They're not keeping possession. They're not like slowly dribbling forward and like taking territory, passing through midfield. No, they're launching it forward, hoping that Haller can hold on to the ball, or hoping that Souček can go up and win a header and bounce it around and get a throw in, a set piece, on a foul, a corner kick. And so the match has certainly devolved into sort of a scrum that is in favor of West Ham. It's more what they want the game to be. But I wouldn't say that they're playing particularly well. They're just playing to what their game plan is. So I would suppose they're executing well. They're not playing well. But like we've talked about, they haven't been set up to play well. They've been set up to win set pieces and try to force a draw or a win off of those set pieces, which is awkward for them because they're still trailing by a goal, which they gave up in the 10th minute on a set piece. So if I'm Lampard, I think you just got to get a little bit more energy into your troops. Again, your first 20 minutes looked good. Remind them of how that felt, what was going on. The movement that was allowing that to happen. You need to get back to that, because if you keep West Ham pinned in, you're going to score. You had a couple decent chances. The best chance of the match, of course, came on a counterattack for Timo Werner, which he did not take. He still is in a pretty tough drought here. Eventually he'll get out of it. He is an excellent player. But they need him and Pulisic to be sharp with their movement and not clog space so they can get back to the passing that they had. Because the longer this game goes on being choppy like this, the more and more likely it is that West Ham just gets some random chance that scrums in and it's a tie ball game, and then it's anyone's game. So we'll see what Lampard has to say. I wouldn't expect any changes from either manager. I think, rather unfortunately, David Moyes will be very happy with how the last 20 minutes of that half went, and I don't think he'll feel a lot of pressure just yet to make a change. I think if they are still trailing by 1 or 2 goals, in the 60th, 55th minute, Moyes will make a change and potentially put Lanzini in, but you never. Moyes will always find an excuse to play defensively. So we'll see. But I'm gonna go grab a snack, a little bit of extra water here, and we'll come back with the second half. But thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate you all being here, and hope we get a little bit more energy in the second half. Alrighty, second half just about to get started. The players are out. Hello, Dia. How you doing today? Swinskin will be starting it off here. Chelsea still lead 1-0 over West Ham, courtesy of Thiago Silva. 10 minutes of play. Well, it looks like Chelsea's out here, but no West Ham players just yet. Here they come. Oh, Shy Boy SC, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the booth. Hope you are enjoying the stream so far. And teams are out here, so just about to get started with the second half. Hello there. A bit of a fake start here from Mason Mount. Gets Hilaire and Mark Noble off sides, but referee doesn't care as the match has gotten started once again. Ball bouncing around at the moment. It's settled down by Chelsea and hoofed forward here by Azpilicueta, but that one will sail out of play on the near touch line. No changes from either manager at halftime. Can't say I'm surprised at that. So again, I mentioned, I think, considering they're trailing, West Ham will be the team that needs to make substitutions later in the match, but David Moyes will be happy with the way the second half ended for them, last 20 minutes or so. And so he'll use that as a nice excuse to not make any attacking changes, because who cares about attacking? So this one cleared out to touch here for a Chelsea throw. Thrown back to Zuma. He'll shift it over to Thiago Silva. It's Mendy. Over to Jorginho. Jorginho trying to... Oh, Jorginho forced into a bit of a mistake here. He's has to go into an acrobatic bicycle kick clearance to get that one away, and very fortunate that didn't result in something worse as Conte has it now coming forward for Werner. Good reading here by Balbuena, able to take that one away off of Werner's first touch. Bunch of sliding challenges in the midfield here for West Ham, but none of them successful. Chelsea come away with the ball. It's Emerson. I'll swing one back to Silva. Emerson. Kurt Zuma over to Azpilicueta. He'll launch one up the near side here, but easily read by Agbana. He'll hoof that one away. It'll be a throw into Chelsea. Throw in comes into the feet of Werner. Azpilicueta again launching one up towards Abraham, who calls off Conte just in time. Silva over to Jorginho, who allows that one to run, but he allows it to run straight to Pablo Fornals, who switches play over to Jared Bowen. Bowen being closed down here by Mason Mount. Mount can't win the initial challenge. Bowen now has turned. He looks to switch play. It's a good ball over to Cresswell. A little bit overhit, but Cresswell will keep it in play. Here's the cross from Cresswell. Up go the heads. It's Hilaire, but he can't direct that one goalwards. Decent opportunity here early in the second half for West Ham. Jared Bowen over to Aaron Cresswell. Cresswell has all the time he needs to get a good cross away. Up goes Hilaire under pressure from Thiago Silva. He gets above Silva. He should probably do a little bit better with that than he does. It just skims a little bit off his forehead and doesn't get enough power on it to direct it on target. And here's another stat. Apparently, West Ham have scored more goals off crosses than any other team in the Premier League at 9. And they're still losing from a set piece. What goes around comes around, as they say. So it will be Azpilicueta throwing this one into Mason Mount. He'll launch it forward for Tammy Abraham here. Driving is Abraham. Here's the cross. And what? Werner slipped at the back post. It was an excellent chance for Werner. The ball from Abraham was perfect. Maybe Werner's offsides. He's holding his run. Let's take a look at it again. This looked very strange from Werner. It's good stuff here from Pulisic. He plays in Abraham. It's still a good ball from Abraham. It's a little bit tight, but Werner slides before the ball even arrives at him and sort of bails out of the strike here as Fabianski comes off his line. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. His momentum carries him into Fabianski's ankle. I don't think it was that bad for Fabianski. Werner had slowed down quite a bit there, but Fabianski is still down on the pitch here. Fabianski now back on his feet, still trying to shake out that right ankle that Werner landed on there. Should be all right here. As I mentioned, Werner had lost a lot of momentum from his initial run, so it didn't clatter into Fabianski that hard. Here's Balbuena. Gonna launch this one long. Easy header forward by Zuma. Declan Rice wins the second ball, and it's launched forward by Cresswell. Haller battling with Zuma. Zuma will win out. Ball still bouncing around. Neither team can seem to settle it just yet. Sofal will let this one run out of play, and it's going to be a Chelsea throw, much to the dismay of Vladimir Sofal. Here's Emerson. We'll throw this one back to Thiago Silva. It'll go over to Edouard Mendy. Mendy out to Azpilicueta. Crossfield pass. And Azpilicueta will go back to Zuma. Good ball out from Mendy to the head of Tammy Abraham. Now Mount trying to settle it down here. Gets it over to Emerson. Barely keeps that one in play. Still being flicked around by the Chelsea players. It's Jorginho asking for some support at the moment. Has a little bit from Conte, but not a ton. He'll now launch one over the top towards Abraham. Easily won by Ogbonna. Bounced right back into the West Ham box, and that will be caught easily by Lucas Fabianski. Coming up the near touch line here is Fornals. He's forced backwards all the way to Declan Rice. Shifted over to Souček. Now Ogbonna. Now comes this one from Fabianski towards the far side. It's Sofal going up. Now Bowen has it. But he has nowhere to go. He'll have to go all the way over to Ogbonna. Ball over the top for Fornals. He can't get there before Zuma. It does come off of Zuma. Not sure if that went out for a corner. Looks like he has just prevented it. It will be a throw-in instead. Good work by Zuma there. Now back in here to Fornals. Looks for a quick cross here. And that one will deflect off of Azpilicueta for a corner kick here. West Ham are waiting for these kind of opportunities. Again, only trailing by a 1-0 here. If they can take advantage of this set piece, we will find ourselves in a very different match. And Chelsea may feel that they are the ones under the cosh as, again, the second half has started mostly in West Ham's favor here. Still a choppy match. A lot of set pieces, a lot of interruptions in play. Chelsea have not quite found their feet in possession. So here is Cresswell. He's going to cross one in. Up go the heads, back post. It's Abraham doing well. Oh, but Souček gets a flicked header there. Now it's bouncing out to Bowen. Steadying himself as Bowen. Gets a right-footed cross away. A lot of blue shirts in the box. There's still someone on the ground. I think it's Conte. No, it's Zuma, excuse me. And finally, the ball will go out and allow Zuma to receive some treatment. It's a goal kick for Chelsea. Take a look at this once again. Back post here, it's Abraham, and you can see Zuma just kind of gets landed on by Ogbonna. So he tries to back in. He bounces off his own teammate Azpilicueta, and then Angelo Ogbonna, who's coming in from the back post, basically lands on top of him. And that is the reason for the discomfort from Kurt Zuma. Now Mendy will send it long. The header won by Souček. Headed down now by Conte. Emerson will clear it away. So foul. Being chased here by Werner. He'll put it out for a throw-in. It's Emerson. Silva. Werner. Werner, left-footed cross, and that one is skied, and that's well behind the goal there. Goal kick for Fabianski here. Fabianski taking his time to get it restarted here. It's a little bit interesting that despite having the game tempo seemingly in their favor, West Ham, the longer they do take to have some of these plays, the more interruptions to play that happen. They're still trailing a goal to nil. They have to level the match or they'll find themselves without any time to try to get a point or more in this match. But here is a good opportunity. A lot of shirts streaming forward here for West Ham. It's Bowen. Top of the box, cutting around. Emerson looks for the cross and blocked off of Silva. Now Sofal will allow this one to run out for a corner kick. Another chance here for West Ham. But I think Bowen will be a little disappointed he couldn't get a cross in there without bouncing it off a Chelsea body. There were a lot of burgundy shirts streaming into the box as Bowen burst into the corner of it. All of them looking for that ball to be crossed in. It will now be crossed in from the far side by Bowen from the corner kick. That one's low. Tempted flick on at the near post is blocked. Now Timo Werner tries to come away. Blocked off of Rice. No call. Flicked in. That one headed away initially by Zuma. And Conte has enough time to come settle this one down. Abraham comes over. Takes it away. He's done well. Pulisic lays it off. And now Chelsea can get possession here. Oh, that's poor from Conte. Oof. Very fortunate to get away with that one as Jorginho bails him out there. Another bit of a soft pass here from Silva. Emerson gets closed down by Noble. That clearance is deflected. Now West Ham have won the header. Here's Bowen. He can't quite settle that one down, and Mount almost is able to turn away from Souček. Good challenge here from Noble, and Bowen will be bundled over. Free kick here to West Ham. I almost said West Brom. Almost did it. I should probably turn my light on. Yeah, it gets dark very early these days. Not even 4 o'clock. Already getting a little hazy in my room. So now it's Sofal and Cresswell standing over it. Will be Sofal crossing. Souček open there. Ogbonna goes up. He gets a head on it. Looks like it'll be a goal kick here. Ogbonna furious at the decision. But it doesn't look like that protest will have any traction. Take a look at the replay here. So it's Silva going up with Ogbonna. Yeah, it does look like it probably did come off of Thiago Silva there. So a little bit of an unfortunate break for West Ham. Edouard Mendy going to go along here. This one bouncing around, settled by Bowen, but his layoff for Souček is short. Now Chelsea trying to come the other way. The pass for Pulisic from Mount, not good enough. West Ham have it again. Noble. That one blocked partially by Emerson, but still able to be controlled by Bowen. He finds Noble, and it's still with West Ham here. Rice. Now Balbuena going to sling it over to Cresswell on the far side. He'll flick it on to Haller. Back to Cresswell. Closed down here by Zuma. He'll go backwards. Good defending by Zuma. Ogbonna over to Balbuena. Back to Fabianski, and the pressure from Chelsea paying dividends here as West Ham have been forced all the way from their attacking half to their own goalkeeper. Ogbonna. Poor pass from Ogbonna there as it's not to the feet of Aaron Cresswell. That one will roll out of play for a throw-in. Azpilicueta. Lobbed in here for Jorginho, bouncing around at the moment. That one poked away. Still with Pulisic. That one poked away from him. Now Azpilicueta. That one poked away from him. Souček sticking in 3 challenges there and winning all 3. He has knocked it out for a Chelsea throw. Azpilicueta's throw is knotted away by Fornals. It'll be another throw in here. Time continues to tick away. We have reached the 60-minute mark, just ticking over to the 62nd. So normally a point at which managers look to make some changes. And I think West Ham maybe should make a change, but I don't think they will just yet. So this one's allowed to run out for another Chelsea throw here. Thrown in behind for Pulisic. He'll get an early cross away. That one hoofed out by Balbuena. Looks like it will be a throw-in. No, it will be a corner kick, actually. Yep, corner kick here. Will be from the near corner. Mason Mount will be taking it. It'll be out swinging. Here's Mount. Swung in here. Bit short there. Thiago Silva goes for it along with Souček. Comes off of Silva apparently last. It will be a goal kick for Chelsea. We'll see if this is karma here. Let's see. Thiago Silva. Can't really tell from that angle. And we are getting a change coming on for West Ham. It's Said Benrahma. And I will keep my fingers crossed that it's for Mark Noble. And then regret everything because that's how the match should have started. Here's Bowen swinging one in. That one easily deflected away, but comes to Fornals. He strikes it. It's blocked. Excellent block from Azpilicueta there. That one not even going to reach the goalkeeper, Mendy. Bowen looks for the early cross here. Jorginho sticks his head in there to deflect it away, and Fornals. It's a decent contact on this one, but short corner taken from West Ham. This is a bit uncharacteristic for them. It comes back out to Cresswell. His cross comes in. Ooh, that one flicked away in a dangerous position by Silva. Mendy's punches average at best as Abraham falls over in the area. Bowen, back to Rice. Noble. Rice. He'll lob one in towards the back post, and that's a little bit too hard there from Declan Rice. That'll actually stay in play. And it's Werner who will collect it. Werner going to look long here for nobody in particular, as Fabianski will come off his line to collect this one. Here's Noble. Rice. Rice. Lobbed over the top by Sofal. Good collect by Haller, but it's poked off him by Silva. Chelsea with it again. Jorginho back to Mount. Back to Mendy. Mendy launching this one forward. Easy header down by Ogbonna. Souček lays it. Rice. Driving forward. Fornals over to Mark Noble. Cresswell, that one cross is blocked away. Excellent challenge from Azpilicueta. Here comes Werner driving forward. His pass not good enough for Abraham. Bit of a poor run from Abraham as well. Now Sofal. Ogbonna. Rice. Noble. Sounds like Mateo Kovacic is being prepared for Chelsea. I also heard potentially that Benrahma will come on for Fornals, which I think is a bad decision. I don't think Fornals is the most creative attacking player, but he's more creative than Mark Noble as Souček looks in behind for Haller, who's probably offsides here. Yep. So rain coming down here pretty heavily in London. We will see what the change is. So Kovacic will come on for Jorginho here. This afternoon will end. And it is Fornals who will be withdrawn for Said Benrahma. Positive change here for David Moyes. Still not the one that I would have liked to see. Now Mendy. Looking long here. That one goes over the head of Balbuena, but escapes the attentions of Pulisic and will be collected by Sofal. He'll look long. That pass deflects off of Abraham. Declan Rice does just enough there. Now here's this one laid out for Benrahma, his first touch of the match here. I'll just lay it off to Cresswell, comes back into Rice. Has Sofal on the overlap on the far side, has picked him out. Sofal, attempting a bit of a boisterous cut in there. Aggressive Cruyff cut, and that one caused him to lose his balance and had to sort of hurriedly play it back to one of his teammates. Noble just doing enough to keep that one. Bowen laying it off for Noble. Noble will be chased back by Conte. He'll go out to Sofal. Sofal looking for the deep cross, elects not to take it. It's Noble now. Now Rice. Ogbonna. Ogbonna forced into a lob forward. Haller settles it down. It's Bowen collecting it. Under pressure from multiple Chelsea players. He has the overlap of Cresswell. He'll find Cresswell. Here's the cross. Top of the box is Benrahma striking. Not on target for Benrahma, who's certainly crowded out there. It was difficult for him to get good contact on it. We'll take a look at the replay here. It's excellent football. Good cross from Cresswell. He picks up Benrahma. That ball bounces up on him, and it's actually, you can see Mason Mount gets a foot in there to poke it away from Benrahma before he can get a strike away. Again, excellent combination play there from West Ham. And another good cross from Cresswell. This one poked off of Benrahma. Now a foot race here between Ogbonna and Werner, but both of them will lose to the touchline. But that means it will be a West Ham throw-in. Cresswell, tasked with this one. He'll throw it short to Declan Rice. Ogbonna 69th minute here, about 20 remaining for West Ham to try to find the equalizer. So foul. Noble. Ogbonna. Cresswell. Balbuena. Declan Rice. Ooh, almost robbed of possession there by Mount, but does manage to get it back to Ogbonna. Ogbonna's pass is poor, but he's fortunate that it bounces a little too far off Werner for Kovacic to collect it. So foul. He'll lob one in with his left foot towards Haller. That one goes over the top. And Mendy just let that one roll all the way into his box. Now waits for Haller to provide some pressure before picking this one up. Long ball from Zuma. That one will escape the attention of Abraham, be nodded backwards by Balbuena into the hands of Fabianski. He'll roll it right back to Balbuena. Souček. So foul. Nodded on here by Bowen. Goes Haller. One being hauled forward by West Ham. Bowen giving it a chase here. He'll get a right-footed cross away. That one's poor, though. So he can't quite wrap his foot around it. Skews out of play there for a goal kick. Here's Mendy launching it forward. A little bit towards the left side here, headed down by Souček. Good ball in behind from Bowen, looking for the run of Benrahma, but just doesn't get enough on it to beat the retreating Azpilicueta. Mendy. Ogbonna goes straight up off of his head. Oh, that's a skewed clearance into the path of Werner, but he can't quite control it under pressure from Balbuena. It's poked away from him, and it arrives at the hands of Fabianski. Huge chance for Werner, once again spurned, but may get another one here as big deflection has come to Pulisic. Now Abraham laying it for Pulisic inside the box. It's Benrahma. Great tracking there from Said Benrahma. He'll lay one out to the far side for Bowen, who's bundled over here by Emerson. Free kick to West Ham. Ogbonna. Cresswell. Benrahma. Benrahma holding off Azpilicueta here. Go back to Noble. Noble switches play well here to Sofal. Settles it down. Gets his head up looking for a back post cross. It's Souček making the run. It's a little too far for him. He will be able to settle it down for Benrahma. Benrahma fakes the cross. Goes back to Cresswell. Infield for Rice. Rice sees Sofal on the far side. He'll now play that ball. It's deflected, and that brings it to Sofal. Sofal was looking back for Haller. Now Sofal has it again. He'll cross this one, easily headed away by Silva. You can see sheets of rain now in London. It's even apparent on the cameras. Absolutely pouring here. Bowen has beaten his man. Gets a cross away. Back post. Up goes Souček. He can't get a goal. It's Benrahma. Back to Haller, and Mendy can catch this one. What a chance for West Ham there at the back post. Jared Bowen, excellent ball into Souček here. It's just too high for him. He can't get it down. Get a shot on target. Benrahma looks for a looping header to the back post for Haller, but Mendy reads it well. He comes out. He catches it. The danger passes for West Ham. Now Ogbonna. Here's Ogbonna. Benrahma. Oh, that's unfortunate for Benrahma. It was a good ball in to the middle. Could have been either Cresswell or Allaire that could have controlled it, but neither one of them did as they got their wires crossed. Now Chelsea coming the other way. Mateo Kovacic is clipped there by Ogbonna. It'll be a free kick to Chelsea. Can Chelsea hold this one out? They have 15 minutes left to do so, plus stoppage time here. That 1 goal cushion provided in the 10th minute by Thiago Silva from the corner kick. Here's Kovacic. As Chelsea have possession once again. Azpilicueta. Pulisic. Azpilicueta. Zuma. Thiago Silva. Here's a good spell of possession for Chelsea as Kovacic will shift it out to the right. Conte lobs this one forward with his left over to Emerson. Emerson, bit of a loose touch there. That allows Sofal to nip in. It does come off of Sofal last for a Chelsea throw. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. At one point, I think Chelsea had about 80% possession. We are at 50-50 in the 75th minute of play for possession. Here is some possession for Chelsea. Mason Mount into the box. He goes over as Werner tries to find him, but not even a shout from any of the Chelsea players for a penalty there. Play continues. Thiago Silva wins the header against Allaire, and now Sofal is fouled by Mount. Take a look back at what happened here. It's Mount goes into the box. No, he just no. Mason Mount just kind of bumps into the back of Sofal, who has no idea where he even is, and just falls over. About the furthest thing from a penalty there. Balbuena lobs this one up towards Souček. It gets over him. It's bouncing around before being cleared by Silva. Good flick on here by Abraham. Some room for Werner to work. A lot of West Ham players are already back. Werner driving at Sofal. Almost gets around him. Sofal just pokes it away from him, but it is a throw in to Chelsea. Now here's Emerson. What did I just hit there? This one laid back to Conte. Kovacic. Azpilicueta. Zuma. Silva. Launching one out to the near touchline. That's a tough pass, but it's well handled by Pulisic. Still with Chelsea. Azpilicueta looks long for Kovacic. That one blocked away by Rice, but he can't control it. It's a throw into Chelsea. Ogbonna steps in to win this throw-in. That comes from Azpilicueta, but Souček can't flick that one to Benrahma. Another throw-in for Azpilicueta here. He'll lay it back. Zuma. Mendy clips one forward. Looking for the chest of Abraham. Picks it out well, and Abraham knocks it down for a Mount. Drives forward over to Werner. Werner steadies himself. Up against Sofal. Looks for the strike. It's right to Tammy Abraham, who taps it in. He's almost surely offsides, no? There's no flag here, and Chelsea look to have a 2-goal lead here with 10 minutes to go. The assist from Timo Werner, the finish from Tammy Abraham right on the doorstep in front of Fabianski. This, of course, will go to a VAR review. We'll take a look here. Let's take a look. This one comes along. It's a brilliant first chest here from Abraham. Makes a forward run. You can see Werner steady himself. Looks for the strike, and no, he is onside. Cresswell has held him on there. Not on the same line as the rest of his players, and despite the fact that I think Werner was attempting to strike that one, he rolls it right into the path of his teammate Tammy Abraham, who just gets the slightest of touches on it to unbalance Fabianski, puts it by him in the far right corner, Great run from Tammy Abraham. A great layoff to start the attack. He starts it, he finishes it, and Tammy Abraham has surely sealed the win here for Chelsea at home in the pouring rain. Huge goal for him, and Chelsea will be able to break their 2-game losing streak here in the Premier League. Unless West Ham have some sort of miraculous comeback within them here today. Good combination here from Chelsea. And now look at the verve from Chelsea. They can feel the energy. Pulisic over to Mason Mount. Overplays him just a little bit. Cross to the back post. Up goes Pulisic. It's a great save from Fabianski, but it's a second goal from Abraham. 2 in the space of a couple minutes from Tammy Abraham, and Chelsea will round out their win with aplomb here. It's 3-0 to the Blues. The second from Tammy Abraham here in the 80th minute of play. And what a move here from Chelsea. It starts with Pulisic flicking it on to Abraham, who gives it back to him. Pulisic drives forward, lays it to Mason Mount, who is forced a little wide, but the cross from Mount picks out Pulisic brilliantly. His initial shot is saved very well by Fabianski, but it bounces back to Tammy Abraham, who makes no mistake, passing it into the far left corner there. And blink and you'll miss it. Chelsea goes from a shaky performance where West Ham looked like they could tie it at any minute, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 in favor of the Blues. Both of these last 2 goals courtesy of that man, Tammy Abraham, on today, despite the form that Olivier Giroud has had recently. And Lampard's lineup selection pays off here today. As West Ham get it started once again, goes back to Fabianski. He'll launch it long towards Ogbonna. He'll head down. Popped into the air by Souček. And down goes Mark Noble here, drawing the free kick. A comment. No. God dang it. Okay, I'm going to talk about something at the end of the match here. The broadcasting crew at NBC just talked about how West Ham do not have the attack, the like depth of attacking talent that Chelsea does. And that's true, but the comment is meant to say that like West Ham are not an attacking side. That's a lie. West Ham have a lot of attacking talent. All of their attacking talent is on their bench right now. And we can talk about that at the end of the match, though. As Sebastian Haller is called for a foul here. Kovacic over to Azpilicueta. Zuma. Silva. Kante. Kovacic, good ball. Mason Mount moves it on. Chelsea really feeling it now, but just comes apart. The last pass there from Tammy Abraham back to Mason Mount, intercepted by Souček. There's Sofal up to Bowen. He'll go all the way back to Balbuena. Now just 8 minutes remaining in regulation here. West Ham certainly resigned to their fate in this one, trailing 3-0 with just 8 minutes remaining. And while they have looked dangerous on the odd occasion here today and have had very good spells of tempo in the match, they just have not generated enough gilt-edged or solid chances to really convince anybody that they have what it takes to overturn this 3-goal deficit. Emerson. That one comes off a West Ham player there. No, it doesn't actually. It will be a West Ham throw, according to the assistant referee. And a substitution going to be made here for Chelsea. Kai Havertz will be coming on. Let's see who the sacrifice is here for the Blues. And it is Pulisic who is withdrawn here. Now Mendy being chased down a little lackadaisically by Haller. He'll move it out to the near touch line. Kovacic. Azpilicueta launching this one up the near touch line. Benrahma turning under pressure from two Chelsea players. That'll be poked off by Havertz. Still is with West Ham. Cresswell. Noble. Noble will swing this out to Sofal. Bowen. Harried here from behind by Mason Mount, and express a little bit of frustration again here with Frank Lampard substituting Kai Havertz on into the right midfield position instead of somewhere in the central midfield. Just makes no sense. Kai Havertz is just not a right. He's not a right midfielder. He's not a right winger. Here's Declan Rice coming forward, lays it off to Sofal, crossing in, up go the heads. It's an easy clearance for Azpilicueta. Bowen can't quite settle it, but a little bit of help from Balbuena allows him to take it off of Werner. Sofal, left-footed cross, easily headed away by Zuma. Headed down by Declan Rice. Almost a miscommunication between Cresswell and Ogbonna, but Cresswell will send it back to Fabianski. He's forced into an early clearance, but it's a good one. Picks out Mark Noble well. Now Rice. Ogbonna. Laying it back. Now launched forward by Fabianski again towards the far side. And Sofal, the header won by Emerson. Thrown in behind here for Bowen. Closed down pretty quickly here by Silva. Now Emerson coming over to help. Driving inside is Bowen, looking for some options. Looks for the reverse pass. That one poked away by Zuma, and it's Chelsea with it once again. Kovacic's pass intercepted by Noble. Now Noble taking his time here. 86th minute, 87th now. Souček. Sofal. Souček. Ogbonna. And West Ham just passing it around the back at the moment. Finally been moved out to Sofal, but he'll be closed down quickly by Mason Mount. Declan Rice. Noble. Now Cresswell. In behind for Haller. That pass deflected by Azpilicueta. And Azpilicueta's done well to pick out Havertz over the head of Cresswell. Havertz does well to pick out Kovacic. Kovacic charged down by Rice here. He'll just lay it back to Thiago Silva. Kovacic. Zuma. Kante. Zuma. Azpilicueta. Now launched out here to Emerson. Zuma. Kante. Kovacic. Zuma again. Havertz dropping deep here to pick that up. Now out to Azpilicueta. Havertz again. Zuma. Zuma. Azpilicueta. Good layoff here by Kovacic, but Havertz can't control it. Bowen can't get around Kante. Last player you should be trying to take on is Kante. Now he's played in Timo Werner. Here's Werner's chance, and it's off the bar. And the wait goes on for Timo Werner. Another excellent chance. He tries to fire this one past Fabianski. The only thing he finds is the crossbar. Great work by Conte. Sends in Werner. The first touch from Werner is very good here. Sets himself well. He strikes it well, but it just comes off the top side of the bar here. And you can see it wear a little bit on the face of Timo Werner there. The frustration has had two great opportunities and a third decent one here tonight to try to break that drought. And now his cross is straight at Fabianski. Fabianski. Just a minute left in regulation here. Should have a couple minutes of stoppage time to wrap this matchup. And Jared Bowen going to be substituted here to finish out this game. It will be Fredericks. Ryan Fredericks coming on. Haven't seen Ryan Fredericks in a long time. Got injured at the beginning of the season after a couple good performances, and then Vladimir Sofal replaced him in the starting lineup. Of course, Sofal has been excellent since getting that first start. So 3 added minutes are going to be allotted here at the end of this match. It's Mount. Sorry, it's Havertz. Now Conte. That's Azpilicueta. Kovacic. Laying this one back to Silva. Now chipped over the top here. Interesting attempt there by Mount for Havertz. So foul. Mount pressuring. Souček. He'll lob this one across the pitch for Cresswell. We'll drive forward. Oh, and that's a poor pass from Cresswell towards Benrahma. Will be a throw in here to Chelsea. Chelsea just pinging around the back at the moment, trying to run down the clock here. West Ham mostly resigned to half-hearted efforts to take the ball back at the moment. Emerson. Conte. Kovacic. Werner. Kovacic again. Werner. Good ball out to Azpilicueta. He'll settle it. He'll cross it. It's blocked by Benrahma. Good work there by Benrahma once again. Comes back to Conte. About a minute remaining here in stoppage time. Chelsea will just be able to see this one out. Ball in behind. Mount. Werner. Havertz looking in behind for Tammy Abraham, and I think Abraham thought that Havertz was going to have a strike there. Realized that the run was on a little bit too late, and you can see his head in his hands as he realizes he had a chance at a hat trick there. Havertz did play him a decent ball. He just didn't quite expect it. There's Noble. Rice. Benrahma dances past Azpilicueta. Now driving into the middle here. Looking for an angle. He tries to shift it out here to, I believe this is Fredericks. But it is intercepted, and now Thiago Silva. Cleared away. Now here is Sofal to collect this one, but we are at the 93rd minute. We should hear the final whistle any second now, and Chris Kavanagh has brought us to the end of regulation. So Frank Lampard and Chelsea will run out here at home 3-0 winners over West Ham United. They will climb up to 25 points, 5th in the Premier League table after 14 matches. Good performances here today from Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount once again. N'Golo Kanté solid in midfield. And they do enough despite some of the rough patches in the middle of the first half and in the beginning of the second half. They find the goals they needed, the chances they needed to run out here winners and climb further up the table, stopping their slide of 2 games. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here today, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. One thing, just going to say this before we go. I told you that I was a little annoyed by the broadcaster saying that West Ham doesn't quite have the attacking talent that Chelsea does. So Manuel Lanzini is on the bench, was not selected in the attacking mid position over Mark Noble, who is not an attacking midfielder, has never been an attacking midfielder, ever. Benrahma started on the bench in favor of Mark Noble, who is not an attacking midfielder. Michail Antonio is not healthy. That's attacking option. And they let Felipe Anderson go in the summer. Another attacking option that was let go. No, West Ham do have a lot of attacking options, and they had even more. They have elected not to play an attacking style. That is the difference. So don't let that one escape your attention. But that'll do it for our coverage today. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. And we'll be back on. So I will not be on the games in the midweek. So I will be at my cousin's house enjoying Christmas, just in the area around me. In Chicago here. So I will take those days off. I'll watch the matches on my own. I hope you guys do the same. But we will be back probably on the 28th. Will be the game we come back. And hope you guys do enjoy your Christmas season wherever you are, whether it's with family or friends. I hope you all stay happy and healthy and travel safely if you still have to travel or if and when you travel home. But with that, and probably until the 28th, bid you farewell, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.